Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu. Romemu. Let us all magnify and worship the God of all gods, Hashem Adonai. Come on, help me sing it, choir. Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu. Romemu.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
What a great response. Wow. I'm usually really unprepared for that. Usually you get in the morning, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
And there's kind of low energy. There's a lot of energy in this room.
That's great.
There's a lot of excitement in this room, and some of it has to do with Shabbat, and that's fantastic. And, you know, that's something that we're here for, because on Shabbat, we have this opportunity that we don't have during the rest of the week. And sometimes we choose not to take that opportunity, but today we chose to take it. Today, we chose to be present here. So first of all, I'm going to ask you to turn off cell phones, pagers, and everything that takes us away from here. We chose to be present here because it is Shabbat, and because it is an opportunity to bring into our life that extra soul we get on Shabbat, that sense of peace and release and rest that we get on Shabbat. And if it's there for us if we choose to take it. So we are going to go on this journey this morning, and primarily led by, the other reason that we have so much energy in this room is because we are going to be led by Anna today on this journey of Shabbat, on this journey of rest, on this journey of joy. And we're also excited to be here with you, Anna. We're going to practice a little bit before she gets up here, but I don't think you guys need so much practice. I think that was just such a great response, and everybody's ready. But page 188, now there are two sets of numbers in this book, and pay attention please to the ones in parentheses, the blue numbers in parentheses. Page 188. Oh, and by the way, I'm Rabbi Cantor Allison Wissett. I was so stunned by the result of the Shabbat Shalom, I forgot to introduce myself. And this is Cantor Rhonda Singer, and we are so delighted to be here to celebrate Shabbat with all of you, to celebrate Anna with all of you, and to go on this journey. Page 188, Hine Matov, how wonderful it is to be here.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יללי לללי לללי. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יללי לללי לללי. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
So after all of that beautiful singing and welcoming of Shabbat, we are ready to invite Anna to come to the bima to share with us a special reading.
God be with me on this occasion of my Bat Mitzvah. Help me make this covenant meaningful in my life.
So Anna, let's get the microphones working first. I don't need these ones up. I need this center one up for her, please. Thank you. So you are wrapped in this talit for the first time, and you are wrapped in it by the loving arms of your grandparents, Mindy and Ray, and by your parents as well. And the talit is this extraordinary symbol. It's a symbol of two things. One, the tzitzit. The tzitzit represent all the mitzvot and all of the commandments that we participate in the world in order to make it a better place for everyone. And then there is this part that wraps around you. And that symbolizes that because you are a part of this covenant, because you are a part of this people and you do these mitzvot and you attend to doing good things in the world, you are wrapped in the loving embrace of family and community and of God. And I want Anna, we were talking before the service, I want you to look out, just take your mental snapshot now of all of this. And you know, I actually would like to do something that I never do. And I would like to invite our photographer to come forward for just a minute and come stand on this side, if you would. Take the camera. Bring the camera. I want Anna to have a record of what this looks like from over here. I want her to have a physical reminder of what this talit means. This talit means not just her wonderful grandparents and her wonderful parents, but all of these wonderful people who are sitting in this room together, wrapping our embrace around Anna, providing support, providing care for you throughout your life. And these are all of the people who represent that to you. So thank you so much for taking some pictures of that, so she doesn't just have to have mental snapshots of it, but real ones. Now that we have declared this place to be so holy with the presence of all of you, we will continue on page 192 with Ma Tovu.
Ma tovu alecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael Vani berov chasdecha avovetecha eshachave elecha al kodshecha beiratecha Vani tefilati lecha Adonai et ratzon Elohim berov chasdecha aneni beyemet yishacha
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who renews sleeps from the eyes and slumber from the eyelids. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who made me in the image of God. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me free. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has made me a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who girds Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who crowns Israel with splendor. We continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 224.
יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וימיכון ובחיי דכו בית ישראל, בגאולה וזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי המיה יתברך. ברח וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ויאמרו amen.
Please rise for the Baruch on page 226.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד. המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד.
You may be seated.
Please join us in the reading of Yotzer Or together on page 228. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer Or uvarei choseh, oseh shalom uvarei et hakol, hameir la'aretz v'ladarim alecha barachamim, uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid, ma'aseh v'reshit, ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam bechokma asita malaha haaretz kinyanecha, titbarach Adonai Eloheinu, al shevach ma'aseh yadecha, ve'al moroi or she'asita Sion ta'ir, v'nizkeh kulanu mehirea b'oro. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMorot. We continue in the English on the bottom of page 230. Enlighten our eyes with your Torah. Focus our minds with your mitzvot. Unite our hearts in love and reverence for your name. We shall never feel shame, never rebuke, and never stumble. We have trusted your great and awesome holiness. We shall celebrate your salvation with joy.
כי על פועל ישועתה ובנבחרת, וקרבתנו לשמך הקדוש סלע באמת, להודות לך יחידך באהבה. ברוך אתה אדוני, הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה.
Page 232.
שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. שמע Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vayed.
We chant Ve'ahavta together on page 234. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom ha'levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam be'shivtecha b'veitecha u'leftecha v'derech u'shokbecha u'bekumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'ftavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha L'man tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim le'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem
Adonai Elohechem Mamad.
We read together on the top of page 235.
When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when to the last full measure of selfless devotion, we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, then your goodness enters our lives, and we can begin to change the world. And then you live in our hearts, and we, through righteousness, behold your presence. Page 238, the song of our redemption, Mi Chamocha. 240, sorry.
שיבחו גאולים, שירה חדשה, שיבחו גאולים, לשמחה, לשמחה, על שפת הים, לשמחה, לשמחה, על שפת הים, יחד כולם, כולם הודו, 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 והמלכו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Adonai yimloch leolam vayed. Tzur Yisrael, kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, ufedechinu mecha, Yehuda ve'Yisrael. Go aleinu Adonai tzvaot shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch. Ata Adonai, Ga Yisrael.
Page 242.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
Page 244.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekoneh Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot v'Imaot, Umekviv Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham V'ezrat Sarah.
246.
Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Le'oshia, Morid Hatah, Mechayel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishmei Afar, Michamocha Baal Gevurot, Umito Melech, Melech Memit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'hayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol.
Page 248.
Nikadesh, Nikadesh, et Shimcha Nolam, Kishem, Shemadishim Oto, Mishemim Oram, Kakatuv Ayan Nevi'echa, Nikaru Zeze Ve'amar, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzvaot, Meloch ha'aretz kivodo. Adonai, Adonai, Adonenu, Mad Shemcha b'chol ha'aretz, Baruch Yibar Adonai mimekomo. Echad hu Eloheinu, Avinu, Malkeinu, Moshienu, V'hu Yashmienu, Berachamav Le'enei Kol Chai. Ni Adonai Elohechem, Yimloch Adonai Leolam, Elohai Zion, Lidor Vador, Alleluia. Lidor Vador Gigolecha, Ulenetzach Netzachim, Kedushatecha Nakdish, V'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu le'amush, Le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
There are moments when we stand together as a community, and there are moments when we stand as individuals. This is a moment when we stand as individuals. We offer up as if it were a sacrifice, the words of our own hearts. You can use the words of the prayer book to do that, to open yourself up all the way through the rest of the Amidah, which concludes on page 261. Or you can simply close the book, close your eyes, open your heart, and say what needs to be said. Please feel free to have a seat when you feel your prayer is completed.
יהיו לרצון עם רפי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי וגואלי May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. יהיו לרצון עם רפי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי וגואלי
I want to speak to you today for a moment about connections. Connections are the things that deepen our lives, that make magic out of moments that are mundane. And there are so many connections happening right here, right now, that I need to expose them for all of us so that they are present in this room. So first of all, a connection that you may not know about. Cantor Rhonda Singer taught me and prepared me for my Bat Mitzvah. And so I stand here in a connection, in a chain, ledor vador, from my teacher, my student, our student, to have that connection. That song that cantor singer just sang so beautifully with me, piping in on a few harmonies, was written by my cantorial classmate, Hollis Schachner. Another connection that deepens the reach or broadens the reach of where that comes from. The color that Anna has chosen, blue, that we all seem to be, I seem to have gotten the memo. But I think I got the memo because that connection exists in the very fabric of time right now, because this moment in time is Yom HaAtzmaut, the celebration of Israel's Independence Day. And so Anna, I don't know whether you did this intentionally, consciously, or whether blue is just your color. But if blue is your color, blue is also the color, blue and white is the color of the Jewish people. So to be becoming Bat Mitzvah in the very moment where the inside of you and the connection to this color that you love is actually the connection to the land and people of Israel, means that you, Anna, are so very filled with Yiddishkeit, with Jewishness, and with a connection to your land and your people that is very profound and goes beyond anything that could be expressed in words at this moment. That is a connection. Maybe it's the reason that every single prayer book that we publish, a Torah commentary that we publish, has to be in exactly the same color blue. I don't know why that is, but that's another connection. And there's another connection between this day and your Torah portion and the fabric of time that we're in right now, which is the period of the Omer. So Judaism loves connections, and this very moment in time is a time of connections. It is a time where we are literally counting the days from Passover to Shavuot. Counting the days. And instead of counting, we're taught 10, 9, 8, 7, like a countdown that we do till the end of school, or those kinds of countdowns till important moments in our lives. We count up. 1, 2, 3. So today is the 21st day of the Omer. We count up 250, which will be Shavuot, the moment when we receive Torah into our lives, into our hearts. The physical moment when we received Torah at Mount Sinai in the story, in the narrative. And they're connected because everything in life is connected to everything else, and it is our job in life to discern those invisible lines of connection. It's like when you get a phone call from a friend and you happen to be thinking of that friend just at that moment. Does that happen to anybody in here? There are all those kinds of moments in life where there is a connection that exists, and for some reason you just, bam, you tap into it at that moment. So we're encouraged during this time of the Omer to pay attention, to be aware of the very fabric of time and the connections that exist that we just go through our lives and don't pay attention to all the time. So this Omer period, we're supposed to connect the experience of rushing out into freedom to what happens next, which is law. That we are not able to fully experience our freedom according to this connectedness of time until we actually have law that can solidify our behavior within that freedom. And that is such an important thing for today. But I'm not going to stop there, because there is a connection that happens in the Torah portion. And because of the very fact that we're inspired to find connections during this time, your Torah portion, Anna, has a connection that is so incredibly important for us today, and that we tend to push aside often in our lives. And that is the connection between mind, body, and spirit. The connection between mind, body, and spirit is encapsulated in your Torah portion. And Anna's going to talk about this a little bit in a different way. So I don't want to give away the whole story of the Torah portion, but the things that go on the inside of a person in Anna's Torah portion actually physically cause things to happen on the outside of a person. Now, we know for a fact that the ideas and thoughts and things that are happening spiritually inside of us, the kind of behaviors that, or kind of person that we are on the inside, does not create on the outside illness. We know that to be a fact, although in Anna's Torah portion, we're going to see that the ancient rabbis understood the connection between the two and expressed it. We know that is not true, that if you are a bad person, you get cancer. If you are a good person, you don't. We know that beyond a shadow of a doubt. However, we also know that there is a deep connection between what we do and feel on the inside and what happens on the outside. Just look at people who go through depression. Look at what that does to change the physical presence of the body. We know that in order to be physically healthy, we also need to be psychologically and spiritually healthy and emotionally healthy. And part of our job as a Jewish community is to help each other, to reach out to one another, to make ourselves as healthy on the inside as we possibly can, because that changes the very experience that we have in this short life that we are given. I don't know for each of us what that means. It's different for every single one of us. But what I do know is that when we see somebody who is in need, who is spiritually in need, it is our absolute job, and our Torah portion today teaches us this, to reach out, to find a way to give, to be generous, to connect, to help them deepen their understanding and their connection between mind, body, and spirit, and to help all of us find the depth and the goodness and the interconnectedness of all of us in this universe. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will, and may we all go forward to help ourselves and one another to strengthen ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. We're going to call up some people to help us take the Torah out of the Ark, which is the place, the source that we learn all these values. And in order to do that, I'm going to, in just a minute, stay where you are for just a minute, call upon Tom and Anna Safer and Juliana Polliner and Randy Polliner to come and open the Ark. Stay put for just a second, because what we also are going to do is we are going to stand in another kind of a chain of tradition. We have this chain going on here. We also have the chain, Anna, of you from your parents and your grandparents to receive Torah into your arms. So I'm going to ask Anna and your parents and your grandparents to stand up here facing the congregation in a line of tradition. And Tom and Anna and Juliana and Randy, please come on up to help us open the Ark.
ויהי בצהרון ויאמר משה קום אדוני ויפוצו אויביך וינוסו משונאיך מפניך כי מציון תצא תורה כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים ברוך שנתן תורה תורה ברוך שנתן תורה תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו.
So Anna, I have to tell everybody in this room what I told you before the service, and then I told your parents and grandparents. Cantor Singer and I signed her Bat Mitzvah certificate, and I gave her the opportunity to cut and run, take the certificate, and not have to go through the service. But Anna looked at me like I was absolutely on just crazy with three heads and said, no. She wanted to do the service, which I think is a sign. It's a sign that you are ready, really ready to accept Torah into your arms. You know, Anna, you love to perform and to be in front of people, and that's not the reason, though, that you wanted to do this service, I think. I think that the reason, correct me if I'm wrong, is because you really do have this incredible Yiddishkeit in your heart. You really do have this incredible connection to Jewish people and Jewish heritage and Jewish teachings. And you are a kind of person who carries those teachings with you. And you've been given them. You've been gifted this by your parents, by your grandparents, by the loving presence of the people in your life. And now we're going to make physical that gift. This is yours, not just for this day of your bat mitzvah, but for every single day going forward. This Torah is yours. And can you take it home? Well, maybe one day you'll when you get your driver's license, you'll go for a drive with a Torah in your car or something like that, and you can take it home for a minute and feel what it's like to protect and care for this. Yeah, maybe someday. That's a great idea, actually. I like that idea. I like that idea. We'll work that out.
Insurance first.
Yeah, some insurance, but we'll work that out for you, Anna. You know, but the reality is you do take it home. You take all of what's inside of this home with you. You take it everywhere you go. You take it when you are going to the grocery store and the way you interact with people there. You take it when you're at school and the way you interact with people there. You take it everywhere you go. Now, I know it's a little bit heavy, and putting it into your arms is a bit of a struggle to carry it around the room. But I hope that you feel this Torah not as a burden, not as a struggle, but as an anchor. So that anytime you are lost, anytime you need to be inspired, anytime you need anything at all, Anna, it's in here. It's in this Torah. All you got to do is open your own heart and your own mind to wrestle with it, as you've done in preparation for this day. And so now we've passed this Torah through your grandparents' arms and your parents' arms into your arms and your heart.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. גדול אדוני איתי, ונרוממה שמו יחדיו. לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ. לך אדוני הממלכה והמתנשא לכל לראש. אליך עמדה ליבי, חוסנה ואנה תתעלם.
Stacy Polliner, if you would come up, Stacy Polliner, to undress the Torah.
חמדה ליבי ושנא ואל תתעלם.
You may all be seated. We are going to find our spot in the Torah. But while we do that, Cantor Singer, if you could hold up this yod, this beautiful yod. Anna made the yod that she's going to be using. When did you make it? In 5th grade?
I think so.
It is absolutely, and it happens to match your talit. So everything is connected today. The gold and the silver matches your beautiful talit, and how much more perfect could this be? So for the first aliyah, I would like to call up Randy Polliner, your cousin. Oh, listed as cousin. Aunt Randy Polliner. Ta'amod Malka Shoshana Bat Raphaelev Miriam Aliyah La Torah. I'll get it 1 second. Okay, hang on 1 second.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'tana lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
V'im b'heret lavanahi be'or b'saro be'emok in mare min ha'or usara lo hafcha lavan v'hiskir hakohen et hanega shevat yamin ve'ra'ahu hakohen bayom hashvi Vehine hanega amad menav lo fasa hanega baor vehiskiro hakohen shivat yamid shenid vera'ah hakohen oto bayom hashvi shenid vehine kahanega la pasa hanega baor V'tiaro hakohen v'izkahat hihi v'hi beis begadav v'tihar.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu b'rat emet v'chayei olam l'tapet l'cheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Give her a kiss and a hug and stand on the other side of the cantor. For the second aliyah, I'm going to bring your grandparents back up here. You're doing a lot of work today. Ya'amdu Raphael ben Motel, Miriam bat Moshe v'Chana, Aliyah la Torah.
Baruch et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher baruch banu mikol ha'amim v'natolanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
V'im paso tifseh hamizpacha ba'or acharei hera'oto el hakohen l'totorato v'nir ashenid el hakohen v'ra'ah hakohen v'hinei pasta hamizpacha ba'or v'timel hakohen sarahi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam l'tapet l'cheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Give her a kiss and a hug and go around to the other side. For the third aliyah, we call your parents, Mark and Eilat. Ya'amdu Moshe. Stay on up here, Ray. Moshe ben Raphael Lev ben Miriam. Eilat bat Yaakov. Aliyah la Torah.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar mikol ha'amin v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Negatzarat kitihiyeh be'adam vehuva el hakohen ve'ra'a hakohen vehine seit levana ba'or v'chi havcha se'ar lavan umihya basar chai base'eh Sara'at noshen he be'or besaraho vetimo hakohen lo yaskirenu kitamehu v'im paroach tivra hatzara'at ba'or v'chista hatzara kor hanega meroshov araglav lechomarei einei hakohen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Before you go anywhere, we are going to turn in our prayer books to page 371, and we are going to offer a prayer of healing, Mishaberach. If there are those in this room who have somebody in their hearts they would like to offer a prayer for, please, let's share those names right now.
Juliana Polliner, my wife, Ilat Polliner.
Anna Marie Safer.
My dad, John Safer.
My mother, Dolores Schweitzer.
Barry Roman Kaplan. Barry Gold.
Karen Onion.
Susan May.
Anyone else? Page 371, we'll sing together Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mikol Abracha Leimotenu. Make us source of strength, who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mikol abracha Yotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We do that while the Torah is out. We're taught that while we are paying attention to the words that we are given from God, that God pays attention to our words. And Ken Yehi Ratzon, may that be true. May those prayers of healing find their way to the appropriate place in the heavens and be answered. Amen.
Amen.
You guys can now give her a kiss. Stand on this side as we call your daughter to Torah for the very first time in her life.
תעמוד, 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 הבחורה בת מצווה, חנה בת משה ואילת, מפטיר חזק, אור התורה.
Baruch Adonai Ham Ve'yorach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Ham Barach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amin V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen.
V'ra'ah ha'kohen, v'hinei chistahat sara'at et kol besaro, v'tihar et hanaga kulo, hafach levan tahor hu, uvyon hera'o bo basar chai idmaha, v'ra'ah ha'kohen et habasar ha'chai, v'timo habasar ha'chai, tamehu sara'ahu, ohi yashuv habasar ha'chai, Venepach lelavan uva el hakohen. Vera'ahu hakohen. Vehine nepach hanega lelavan vetihar hakohen. Et hanega tahorhu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach. I love that we give a blessing instead of clapping for something great in synagogue. We give a blessing. Yasher Koach. May you go from strength to strength. That was certainly strength. So we are going to call some more people up. We are going to call up to lift the Torah, Alan Polliner, and we are going to call to dress the Torah, Juliana Polliner and Randy Polliner. Please rise.
זאת התורה אשר שם משה לבני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. יללי לי 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 יללי לי 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 יללי לי 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 לי
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nviim tovim v'ratzah v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah uv Moshe avdo uv Yisrael amo uvin v'yeh ha'emet v'tzedek. Then Naaman said, "Now I know that the God of Israel is the only God in the world. Please now accept a present from me." But Elijah answered, "As the Eternal, who I serve, lives I tell you that I will not accept a gift." Naaman entreated to accept him a gift, but he refused. Then Naaman said, "If not, please let me have 2 mule loads of earth on which to build an altar back home, because I will never again offer a burnt offering or sacrifice to any god but the eternal. And I hope God will pardon me on one thing. When my master goes to the temple, the god of Rimmon, to worship there, he leans on my arm, so I have to bow down in the temple of Rimmon. I hope God will forgive me in this one thing, that I have to bow down in the temple of Rimmon. And Elisha said to him, go in peace. And then Naaman went off on his way. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Tzor kol ha'lamim, Tzadik v'kol ha'dorot, Ha'el ha'ne'eman, Ha'mo'er be'osei, Hamzeh aiber u'mekayem, Shekol devarav emet v'tzedek. Al haTorah, ve'al ha'adorah, ve'al hanvi'im, ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu, Adonai Eloheinu, likdusha v'limnucha, lechavod yotzifareb. Al hakol, Adonai Eloheinu, anahu modim lach, uvetarchim otak, yitbarak shimcha, bifichu chai tamid leolam va'er, baruch atah Adonai, mechadesh hashabbat.
Amen. Now Anna is going to deliver her Devar Torah to us in a very slow voice.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Today I'm going to be talking about my Torah portion. My Torah portion is called Saria Mitzora, or leprosy. It is talking about someone who's been identified as ill. They are supposed to go directly to the priest or someone brings them. The priest functions like a doctor and decides what is going on here, whether the person is ill. If the person is sick, there is a process for how to deal with this. One part is isolation. This way they won't get anyone else sick, as it might be contagious. Or they could be sealed off from the things that could make it worse, so they in fact can get better. The priest is then able to protect both the community and the individual in this way. This ritual originally sounds like it is hurtful to the person who is sick, but in fact it is meant to help them and the community, sealing them from both dangers. It isn't so different from today. In my life, many people are ill. It is difficult to adapt to an ongoing illness that they have no control over. It would be great if there was some easy ritual that could be performed to protect all of us. Another aspect of my portion is the conversation about isolation. I also have experience being excluded because of something I can't control. I had a habit I had a very hard time breaking, and kids were cruel. After I gained control, I had to deal with people asking me for forgiveness even though they made me feel not needed. I've also seen this at school and many places. People who have sicknesses or things they have zero control over who have been excluded. When people realize they have been hurting people, they try to make up for it. It is very difficult to forgive someone who made you feel so bad about something. My Torah portion has taught me that I identify with both the community and the person who is isolated. I experience both sides of the story, and I want to be a nurse when I grow up. My mitzvah project will be to distribute water and food to the people on Skid Row. These people are rarely treated with any empathy, which is what my Torah portion teaches. I thought this portion was here to torment me because it deals with sacrifices, and I just became a vegetarian. However, now it relates to my life more than I expected. Thank you.
You know, Anna, we're about to go to the Ark, and normally I would offer you my blessing in front of the Ark, and I still am going to do that, but I want to point out just for a minute something that you spoke about that is really the core of what I think my blessing for you is going to be, and it's related to what you just said, so I want to do it now. You are an amazing young lady. And you are an amazing young lady because you have been on both sides of this issue. You have been the individual who is suffering, and you have been the community. And whether it is because of that you have this degree of empathy that you have, or whether it is because of the degree of empathy that you have that you've been placed in your life in these two situations where you can use that skill, I do not know. But what I do know, Anna, is that going forward in this world, you will be a person who teaches other people about empathy. You thought at the beginning, as you expressed, that this Torah portion was a terrible portion. It sacrifices, leprosy, all of these things that are really kind of anathema to all of us these days, but certainly to a 13-year-old girl who just became a vegetarian. Not on the surface, the kind of Torah portion that you would think is the right one for you. And after wrestling with it, you discovered the core. You discovered the core of what it means to be a human being in this world, which is empathy. And you know, Anna, you are the kind of person who also does these two things, does this empathy thing, with two other important traits. You do it with a sense of joy and exuberance, as your Torah portion was just such a perfect example of how you chanted that. It got more and more exuberant as you got toward the end, and just really such a beautiful thing to be a part of and be here with you to experience that. The joy and the passion. And you also have something else about you that is so incredibly endearing, which is that you have no veil between your eyes and the rest of the world. There is no hiddenness about you. And on the one hand, that can create a sense that, you are unprotected. But we are here to tell you that you are not at all unprotected. You have all of us to be your protectors. Don't ever put up a veil between your eyes and the rest of the world. It is such a beautiful and deep and important thing for you to be so generous and so giving and so connected to all of the people in your life. When you have a conversation with Anna, Anna is fully present in that conversation. And that is something that I have, as your teacher, really loved about you, and I think everybody who knows you notices about you. We will all be, do I speak truth? We will all be the protector of you, between you and the outside world, if you promise to keep that veil away from your eyes and let us see the full beauty of you throughout your life. That is my blessing for you. And now we're going to bring your parents up to the ark to return the Torah to the ark and give you an official blessing in song that Cantor Singer and I will give you. Please rise. Thank you.
It's
Open up the doors.
מאושר דרכך דרכינם וכל נתיבותיך שלום השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה Chadish, Chadish Yomenu, Chadish Yomenu Kekedem.
Anna, we offer this blessing upon you, your parents, and your entire community. Come close to Anna. Put your arm around her.
Yivarechech Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God shine God's light upon you and through you.
Yis Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God turn toward you. May God see what it is that you need in life. Grant you that, and all the more grant you the greatest gift of all, the gift of peace in yourself, in your heart, in your family, in your community, and in the entire world. And we say together, Amen.
Amen.
Okay, you can close the doors of the ark. Go ahead and close it. You may all be seated. I invite now Mark and Elot to give their blessing of their daughter.
You first.
Me first.
Me first?
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Ladies first. I tell you, the rabbi told my speech. She stole my speech.
You know,
Okay.
Elot, that only means if we all see it, that it's truth.
Because believe it or not, the first line of my speech is, Dear Anna, you are one amazing daughter, and that I love you very much. When Daddy and I got married, your great-grandma Anna Lermit, she died 3 months later. At that time in 1997, we decided that if we had a girl, we would name her after great-grandma Anna. When your great-grandfather Jacob died in 1998, we decided that if it would be a boy, we would name him Jacob. I am glad you are a girl, and that you are named after a very special woman. I only got to meet her a few times, but she lived long enough to watch her grandson get married, and this made her happy as can be. When I had you, I had some minor complications. I was really sick, but you pulled me through. You were the light at the end of the tunnel. I came home from the hospital 7 days after you did. You were surrounded by love. The whole family was there. Boy, what I do to get people to come from Israel. which we can wave to the family back in the Middle East because they're actually watching live stream. When I looked at you, I instantly fell in love with you. I never saw something so beautiful in my life before you. And then I sat down, and Grandma put you in my arms. I was sore, but I did not care. I had you in my arms, and that's all that mattered. You healed me then, you heal me now. Anna, when I was your age, I had no guidance, no rules, no regulations. I realize that now I come down on you hard because I want you to have everything I did not have. I want you to know you are loved and that your parents will always be there for you, that I will always be there for you. No matter what mood you're in, I will always tell you, I love you. Today's Torah portion is about disease. You are constantly faced with disease. From the minute you were born to now, you have such an amazing love and care so much. Just a wonderful human being. I am grateful you are in my life. And now you and I, now don't let this get to your head, kid. Because in Jewish law, you are an adult. But in the real world, you are still a minor. And I'm still your mom. And as your mom, I say, go for it. Go for what you want, not what the world tells you to do. I told you, the rabbi stole my speech. Be you, be strong, and stay as kind as you are, and know that no matter what, I am very, very proud of you and love you. We'll top that, Daddy.
Anna, congratulations on your Bat Mitzvah. This is the culmination after months of hard work and stressful tantrums. Tomorrow, you will be 13. 13 long and stressful years for us. Years of love, tenderness, tantrums, happiness, heartache, and sleepless nights. On April 26, 2002 was a warm and sunny day. Spring was fully in the air and the birds were chirping. Your frail little body brought promise as well as abject fear. All the books, websites, and advice can never prepare you for the raising of a kid. It was definitely learning on the job. A baby is an angel whose wings decrease as the legs increase. There is a reason I always called you Angel. No matter how stressful and hard a day at work was, your sweet smile and tight hugs melted the worries away. Levan Waters said, "The magnitude of life is overwhelming. Angels are here to help us take it piece by piece." James Russell Lowell said, "All God's angels come to us disguised." You are definitely an angel in disguise. Part-time angel, part-time devil. I'm never quite sure which is which. We are both named after persons who died shortly after our parents were married. You're named after my grandmother, Anna Lermack. She was sweet, caring, giving, and always loving. I was named after her husband. Sadly, I never knew my maternal grandfather, except in pictures and stories. Sadly, you have to suffer the same fate. Just know that by carrying this name, you have a very high standard to uphold. Your name finds root in the Bible as Chana, which means being gracious or to implore. More properly, it depicts a heartfelt response by someone who has something to give to another who has a need. Your empathy and concern for others is commendable. Your choice of professions mirrors your compassion. You give of yourself to help others. Your Torah portion talks of compassion to those who are afflicted with disease. Instead of casting them away to whatever fate they find, they are driven out to protect the tribe until they have healed and are then welcomed back to the tribe. You and I are very much alike. While Mommy is serious, we are irreverent.
I don't know what that means.
We can both be stubborn.
Okay.
There is a special unspoken language between a father and a daughter share. We can come together and share a special time, just the two of us in a room, without speaking, just watching Good Eats or Mythbusters. No one but us appreciate the days we spend together, just the two of us, getting into our own special mischief. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe said, "There are only two lasting bequests we can hope to give to our children. One of these is roots, the other is wings. You have your roots, now start spreading your wings." I love you, Nana.
Didn't want to interrupt that moment. Stay. Stay.
You stole my speech.
Stay. You know, I think, yeah, that part I didn't talk about. I think that when you hear speeches by both parents and by the rabbi perhaps that have similar elements in them, then you know that that is the core of you. I hope that Anne, I hope you will hear all of those things very clearly coming from this triangle of us. And take them into your heart. You've just literally been given roots. These are the roots. They're right here. The roots are your Jewish tradition and all of the things that are important in our Jewish tradition. The roots are your family and friends. And you've already begun to develop your wings, as we all can see. There are some presents, maybe your first Bat Mitzvah presents that I get to give to you at this moment. And one of them has to do with roots. A couple of them have to do with roots. All of these things in here have to do with roots. This one is a gift certificate to help you get on a trip to Israel with all of your friends. And this one is a tree that has been planted in your name in Israel. And these are presented by the North American Federation of Temple Youth and by the Jewish Federation. This one is also about your roots. This is Israel Matters. It is a book that talks about Israel in a language that I know will be meaningful to you. So I hope that you will read it, and I hope that you will go. You've been to Israel. So you'll be able to rewrite this book, but this will enable you to go on a different kind of trip than you've been on before with all of your friends. What's in here? A Kiddush cup.
Yay.
So you are building all of these wonderful things that you're going to take with you, your talit and your kippah and Jewish items that are yours and help you to celebrate all of the momentous occasions in life. This will help you on your way as well. Perhaps this will even be used someday in the future under a chuppah at your wedding. And you'll be able to interconnect all of those special moments in your life. And finally, this is your certificate that we spoke about earlier, signed by the cantor and me, your Hebrew name, your Torah portion listed here. And actually, I'm going to take this back because it's not quite correct. It says that your Torah portion is Tazria. Your Torah portion is Tazria Mitzorah, as you pointed out. I'm going to fix it for you. And the reason I'm going to fix it for you is this. Tazria is only half of the story. It's the half of the story that talks about the isolation and all of the things that we have to do in order to protect the community. But the Matzorah part is where we get to welcome the person back. And often in the Jewish year, these two portions are split into two. But on your Bat Mitzvah day, they're actually combined in this very whole and meaningful way. So I'm going to make sure that this certificate is fixed for you. Okay, to cement that. And we're going to give you all of these things and invite you to finally get a chance to sit down as you're fiddling with your shoes. And
Actually, I wanted her to wave to the camera.
Wave to the camera up there.
There are people in Tel Aviv right now. Her grandmother, Helen, her grandmother, Nurit, her aunt, Rava, and her uncle, Shimon, and her cousin, did I say that right? Cousin Yoravi. Say hello. They're
Hi.
watching as we speak.
Hey, you forgot Marav.
And Marav, sorry.
And now all of you on the live stream and all of us here can sing together Siman Tov Mazel Tov as we say Mazel Tov to Anna and her family. Siman Tov Mazel Tov Mazel Tov Siman Tov.
Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov is Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov is Siman Tov. Yehelanu, 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 Ulecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecho Yisrael.
We begin to conclude our service with Aleinu L'Shabeach, page 586, but I have to point out, we gloss over Aleinu so many times. It's the end of the service, we're chanting some stuff and we're moving along. The Aleinu is the most important prayer in the service. The Aleinu is the prayer that says, everything that happened in this room cannot stay in this room. It's not like Vegas. We have to take it with us. We have to take all those values and ideals and all of the important things out of this room, burst out of this room with all of that, and be the people that we were inspired to be in this moment in this room. Aleinu L'Shabeach, page 586. Please rise.
Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. נאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד
remain standing as we turn to page 598 for the mourner's Kaddish, and we especially remember on this day those people who are with Anna and with Anna's family through the blessing of memory, great-grandma Anna Lermach and Jacob Elisari and Bennett Lermach.
Can we add one more name?
Yes, of course.
I can get it out. Agnes Wenzel.
Her mother just died.
And if there's anyone else who is adding a name for the Kaddish, please speak up now. Someone who you are in mourning for this during this past year, someone whose Yortzeit, the anniversary of their death, is now. Please share any names.
Marshall Thorne. Jenny Blackman. Gordon Bachman. Debbie Mast.
Dmitry Polonsky.
Rachmiel Ben Chaim.
We hold all of those names in our hearts, together with all of those who have no one to say Kaddish for them, and we join together on page 598. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divra Chirutei V'yamlich Malchutei B'chayechon Uvyomechon Uvchayei Dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'arala Uvizman Kari V'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam U'Lamei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitaleh V'yithalal Shemei Dekudsha V'richu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tush Bechata V'nechemata Da'amiran Be'alma V'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And we say together, Amen. Please remain standing. We are going to conclude our service now with Kiddush and Motzi. You can wish a Mazel Tov to Anna and her family. The best way you can do that is getting connected to somebody who's connected to somebody who's touching somebody up here, namely Anna. And Anna, would you do the honors of leading us in the Kiddush?
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri ha'kafeh.
Chaim, take a sip. Share with your family. Now, you may actually really literally have to move, so come get connected here. Anna, hold the challah in front of you here.
Everybody touch
We are going to
somebody.
send blessings to Anna and her family on this extraordinary day, on this extraordinary Shabbat. And we join together. We join together in Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Mazel Tov to Anna. Thank you for music director Bob Remstein. I'm done. And Mazel Tov.
She did it!
Oh
Oh, yes. Uh-oh. All right, oh, that's yours. And pause. Oh, the next item, here we go, and pause. Guys, go grab me, you and your partner, a baby picture, a baby picture, a baby picture. You may have one in your wallet. You may have one in your wallet. A baby picture, a baby picture. All right, y'all, let me see you commit to it. Let me see you commit to it. Here we go. Let me see you commit to it. Say, oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, do the name.
Sheep.